Imagine you are sitting on a bench. You feel the texture of the wood beneath you. The air is cool. A stranger walks by. He doesn't know your name, your story, or your heart. But as he passes, he spits out a sharp, dismissive comment about your appearance. Then, he's gone. Now pause for a moment and look at your two possible futures. In the first version, you shrug. For a split second, you wonder if he's having a breakdown, and before he's even turned the corner, you let him fade into the background noise of the city. In the second version, you go quiet. You feel that physical knot tighten in your chest. Your hand instinctively goes to your clothes. You fix your hair. That night, lying in the dark, you are still there, on that bench. You replay his voice over and over. You ask yourself, was he right? Is that what everyone sees when they look at me? Why do words slide off some people, but hook into your skin like claws? It isn't about you being tougher. It's about the mechanics of your mind. Today, we're going to slow those mechanics down so you can stop letting the noise of others become your internal truth. Nothing is personal at the exact moment it happens. Offense doesn't exist out there, in the world. It only exists inside your interpretation. Picture yourself walking down the hallway at work. Your boss passes you. They don't say hello. Their face is tense, distracted. In that exact moment, nothing bad has happened to you. A human being simply walked by without speaking. That's all. But your mind hates a vacuum. For you, silence feels unfinished. Ambiguity feels dangerous. So you fill the gap. If you're tired, if you're anxious, if you already doubt your value, the story you tell yourself becomes, they're mad at me. I must have done something wrong. That is the exact second it becomes personal. Not when the event happens, but when you turn the spotlight inward. You transform their bad mood into a verdict on your worth. You agree to a definition of yourself that came from a stranger. Psychologically, this process is managed by your ego. And I don't mean your pride. Your ego is the map you've drawn of who you believe you are. Its primary function is survival, not just keeping your heart beating, but keeping your self-image intact. When someone ignores you or criticizes you, your ego detects a social threat. To the primitive part of your brain, being rejected by the tribe meant death. That's why you feel it physically. Your brain's threat center reacts immediately. But here is the trap. Your ego prefers a painful explanation over no explanation at all. To you, pain feels controllable. Uncertainty feels like standing near a cliff's edge. So your ego would rather say, I am not good enough, than admit, I don't know what's going on with that person. Even if the story hurts you, it feels stable, and your ego will often choose stability over truth. Here is a truth that can feel quietly liberating. No one sees you as you truly are. Not because they don't look, but because they can only see through themselves. People see you through the cracked filter of their own wounds, through their fears, their unmet needs, their unresolved stories. Imagine everyone you meet wearing invisible tinted glasses. Glasses shaped by everything they've survived and everything they've avoided. If someone is deeply insecure, their glasses are tinted with suspicion. They don't see your confidence. They see a threat, something that exposes what they feel they lack. So confidence becomes arrogance. If someone grew up surrounded by judgment, their glasses are tinted with bitterness. They learned that criticism was how attention was given. So they point out your flaws, not to understand you, but to regulate themselves, to release pressure they don't know how to hold. When someone throws a sharp comment at you, they aren't describing you. They are narrating their internal weather, a storm you just happened to walk through. Taking it personally is like someone trying to hand you a bag of trash, and you reaching out with both hands saying, "Thank you, this must belong to me." But pause here. Just because something is offered to you does not mean it is yours to carry. What if you simply kept your hands at your sides? What if you let their words fall to the ground, right where they came from? Not in anger, not in defense, just in quiet clarity. You might wonder, if I understand this, why does it still sting? Because your brain evolved to prioritize threats over comfort. Long before it cared about happiness, it cared about survival. You can receive 100 positive comments and still spend the entire evening thinking about the one moment that felt off. Not because you are ungrateful, but because your mind is wired to scan for danger first. Your brain isn't trying to make you happy, it's trying to keep you alive. It treats emotional threat the same way it once treated physical threat: urgent, loud, impossible to ignore. Once you see this, your spiraling thoughts begin to change shape. They stop feeling like absolute truth and start sounding more like an alarm. An alarm that means well, but is ringing a little too loudly. Many of you learned very early to manage the emotions of the adults around you. A door slams, a voice goes quiet, the room feels heavy, and suddenly your body reacts, searching for what you did wrong. Before you even think, before you even feel, your system is already scanning for danger. If your parent was upset, you felt responsible for fixing it. Not because anyone said it out loud, but because your nervous system learned that peace depended on you. You learned that staying alert kept things from getting worse. Over time, you learned to confuse empathy with responsibility. You didn't just notice emotions, you carried them. You didn't just sense tension, you absorbed it. As an adult, this is why you feel exhausted, because you are still doing emotional labor for rooms you no longer live in. But maturity is learning self-differentiation. It's the ability to stay connected without disappearing. It's the ability to say, I see your emotion, I respect it, but it does not belong to me. So, how do you change? You don't force yourself to not care. That's just another mask, another way of leaving yourself behind. You change the question, because the question you ask determines the state your mind enters. Instead of asking, what is wrong with me? You ask, what pain or unmet need might be shaping this person's behavior? This single shift moves your mind from defense into observation, from contraction into space, from reacting into witnessing. You don't become cold. You don't shut down. You become grounded, present enough to feel, stable enough not to be pulled under. No longer inside the storm, just watching it move through, feeling the wind, without letting it decide who you are. To stop taking things personally is not about building armor. Armor is heavy, and over time, it becomes exhausting to carry. It tightens your body, narrows your attention, and slowly convinces you that the world is something you must constantly defend against. It's about realizing you never needed armor in the first place. That what protects you is not hardness, but clarity. Not emotional distance, but inner steadiness. The next time someone throws a judgment your way, pause. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your breath in your chest. Let the moment arrive without rushing to fix it. Breathe. Observe their words like clouds passing through your sky. Some clouds move quickly. Others linger longer than you'd like. But none of them stay forever. The clouds are not the sky, and the words of others are not you. They move through your awareness, but they do not get to decide its shape. Keep your peace, not by pushing the world away, but by staying rooted in yourself, by remembering where you end and where others begin. It is the only thing that truly belongs to you.